Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting informed, throwing in some surprising facts, and hopefully keeping you hooked. Today, we're doing a really thought-provoking deep dive. It's based on this unexpected analogy from a YouTube channel called Open Heart. They talk about something called the cancer cell principle. Sounds intense, right? Yeah. So our mission here is to unpack this metaphor. It draws this really maybe chilling parallel between, biological disease and human behavior, specifically self-interest. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can something from medicine shed light on, well, our everyday choices? Okay, let's unpack this then. To really get this analogy, the source, Open Heart, starts by defining a cancer cell. Maybe not how you'd expect. It's not just rogue growth. They frame it more as this fundamental shift in how it operates. It's principle almost.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating is how singular its focus becomes. Open Heart says the cancer cell lives, and I'm quoting here, thinking only about its own well-being. It just consumes resources, right? Pursues these very short-term goals. It's strictly guided by its momentary interests and desires.
Yeah.
It basically forgets its job within the bigger picture, the organism. It's totally self-absorbed.
And the result of this intense self-focus, it's, well, shockingly inevitable. The channel points out how this behavior leads the cell to take everything from the entire organism.
Yes.
It destroys its entire environment and, ultimately killing the entire organism. But here's the really unsettling part, the twist, the paradox. In doing all that, Open Heart says it perishes itself. So ultimate self-interest leads to, well, self-destruction.
It's a really profound point they're making. It challenges that whole idea that just maximizing your own gain always works out in the long run. And it's this sort of tunnel vision existence that sets up the next part of the analogy. Because Open Heart takes this principle, this grim idea, and applies it directly to a person.
Okay, so the cell is one thing. How does this translate to us, to people?
Well, it's unsettlingly similar. The parallels are quite stark. They describe someone who lives strictly by their own interests, someone who doesn't want to share. This person is guided by their momentary desires, and those desires become like the absolute highest priority. Imagine someone maybe in a family or a community just constantly pulling resources in, giving nothing back. It really mirrors that cellular behavior, doesn't it?
So what does it all mean then? If a person acts like this, just like the cancer cell, Open Heart suggests this person destroys everything around them, their environment, relationships, maybe even literally their surroundings. And then ultimately they end up destroying themselves. How? By breaking ties with the entire surrounding world, with all of life. So it's not just being selfish, it's a kind of selfishness, an unchecked kind that backfires.
That's precisely it. And this raises a big question for us, for you listening too. The insight from the channel seems clear. There's something inherently self-destructive about that kind of pure, unchecked, short-term focus. Whether you're looking at a cell or a person, it's a powerful reminder about interconnectedness, that we're part of a larger system.
It really is quite a powerful, maybe even unsettling analogy from this Open Heart source. This link between a cancer cell's destructive path and, well, similar patterns in how people might behave. It forces you to think about how our actions, especially when they come from just pure isolated self-interest, can ripple outwards, affecting our world and, ultimately ourselves.
And that leads to a final, maybe more provocative thought for you to chew on. If we accept this interconnected view of things, what does this cancer cell principle really suggest about well-being? What does genuine well-being mean for one person within their larger organism, their community, their environment? Does true well-being have to involve contributing to the whole? Or can you actually achieve it totally alone? Something to consider until our next deep dive.